My best friend handed me my own phone on a rainy Friday night and said, "You've matched with someone and he wants to meet in an hour." I should have asked more questions. I'd spent the whole evening on her couch complaining about being perpetually single when she swiped through a dating app on my behalf and announced I'd matched with a guy named Daniel. Charming photos, easy banter. "Just say yes," she said. So I did. He replied within seconds that he'd come get me and take me to a little place across town. I felt giddy in a way I hadn't in months. We'd been driving maybe 15 minutes when he turned off the main road into a neighborhood I didn't recognize. All dark houses and no streetlights. "I just have to grab something from a buddy's place real quick, that okay?" he said, pulling into a gravel driveway. I told him sure, trying to seem easygoing. But the second we stepped inside, my stomach dropped. The place was full of men. I counted at least 8 and not one other woman anywhere. Music was playing low, but nobody was celebrating. They were just standing around and every head turned when I walked in. I felt their stares move over me. Daniel didn't introduce me to anyone. He just nodded toward me and said, "This is the one." I didn't know what that meant, but I felt it land somewhere cold in my chest. Then he said he needed the bathroom and vanished down a hall, leaving me alone in a room full of strangers who were watching me like something they'd been waiting for. One of them tilted his head and gave me a slow smile that made my skin crawl. I tried small talk with the guy closest to me. "So, how do you all know Daniel?" His answer was flat, "Don't worry about it." Then he glanced at the others like there was a joke I wasn't part of. I jammed my hands in my jacket pockets so no one would see them shaking. My phone had no service and the battery was nearly dead. When I looked up again, a huge man had moved to stand in front of the door, arms crossed, like he was making sure it stayed shut. I couldn't just stand there. I walked toward the hallway to find Daniel, not because I trusted him, but because he was the only person I'd arrived with. I found him tucked in a dim corner, and my last bit of hope drained out of me. He was counting a thick fold of cash. When he saw me, he didn't even look ashamed. "You did good, sweetheart," he said quietly. That's when I understood. He'd been paid to bring me here and walk away. I turned and moved fast toward the front door, trying to make myself small, but the moment my hand touched the knob, another hand closed over mine. "No need to rush off," a man murmured, steering me back. The others started drifting closer, tightening around me, one stepping in front of the door, another filling the hallway. Every way out was sealing shut. One of them leaned in close enough that I could feel his breath. I opened my mouth to scream and a hand clamped over it. Then Daniel's voice cut across the room. "Let go of her, now!" Everyone froze, including me. The man holding my arm laughed. "You got your money, walk." Instead, Daniel pulled out his phone and dialed 911 on speaker, loud enough for the whole room to hear. When the dispatcher answered, he read out the address clearly and said there was a woman in danger, and that he wasn't hanging up until police arrived. Within seconds, the room emptied, men shoving past each other and out the back, headlights peeling off down the street, until it was just the two of us. I stared at him, my whole body still trembling. "Why would you do this to me?" He exhaled and rubbed his face. "I owed the wrong people a lot of money. They gave me a list and an address and told me what they wanted. I took the cash because I was desperate, but I was never going to leave you here. The plan was always to take their money and shut it down before anyone got hurt. I just had to get them all in one room first so the call would actually stick." I looked at him for a long moment. I understood the desperation. I even felt a flicker of pity, but none of that erased what he dragged me through. "I hope you sort out your situation," I said, my voice still uneven, "but I'm still giving your name to the officers when they get here." He nodded slowly. "I know, I'd do the same." The police took us both in for statements that night. I never saw him again, but I haven't opened a dating app since, and I never get in a car without telling someone exactly where I'm going.